I thought I had covered everything I wanted to say in my last video about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, but the more I think about this movie, the more it bothers me. There are many problems with this film, and it would take hours to break down each of those individually.
Let me explain. No, there is too much. Let me sum up.
But there is a single issue, more blatantly bad and infuriating, that stands above all others: the complete character assassination of Dr. Stephen Strange. How did we go from a film which both depicted and acknowledged Strange to be thoughtful, self-sacrificing, and above all else concerned with saving reality, to the abomination we are presented with in the Multiverse of Madness? Long gone are the great character motivations, struggles, and growth.
You think too little of yourself.
Oh, you think you see through me, do you? Well, you don't. But I see through you!
It seems that all Marvel knows how to do is tear down characters so they can repeat the same development over and over again. Sadly, in the case of Doctor Strange, we only see him torn down and cast aside, ending up as a shadow of his former self. Gone are the days when the movies tried to deal with complex concepts that go deeper than surface-level ideas or ham-fisted identity politics.
You didn't lose me. I wanted the power to defeat my enemies. You gave me the power to defeat my demons and to live within the natural law.
We never lose our demons, Mordo. We only learn to live above them.
At the end of his last film, we saw him willingly get killed over and over again to save reality. It wasn't explicitly stated how many times he suffered death at the hands of Dormammu, but it is clear that he suffered repeatedly as he bargained for the survival of his world and everyone living within it.
You will never win.
No. But I could lose. Again. And again. And again. And again forever.
This is never spoken of again, at least in the films, and he doesn't brag about it and what he did to save the world. Yes, he is a little arrogant, sees himself as a leader, but that is an understandable reaction to the mantle of responsibility he has taken upon himself. This is directly shown to us in the post-credit scene, as well as his appearance in Thor Ragnarok, when he is keeping an eye on any threat which could impact the Earth.
So I keep a watch list of individuals and beings from other realms that may be a threat to this world. Your adopted brother Loki is one of those beings.
In Infinity War, Doctor Strange, in preparation for the fight with Thanos, looks into the potential futures to see how they can win.
How many did you see?
14,605,000.
How many did we win?
One.
And seeing that they only have one option among millions, he proceeds to sacrifice himself and half the universe, betting on Tony and the surviving Avengers to make it right. I want to reference this scene from Avengers Endgame.
Strange is meant to be the best of us.
So he must have done it for a reason.
I fear you might be right.
Hulk came to the realization that Strange gave up the Time Stone for a reason. And again, in Infinity War, before Strange disintegrates, he tells Tony it was the only way.
Tony. There was no other way.
The reason I wanted to break down each of these scenes and show you these clips in this video is to help give context for my criticism of how this movie and all of Phase 4 seem to misunderstand all of these elements. Now that we have broken down the key elements of who Doctor Strange is, we can begin to understand how this movie does a complete disservice to him as a character. Stephen Strange has drastically changed from his first MCU appearance in Phase 3, and it's disheartening. The Doctor Strange we have seen thus far is not the same Doctor Strange who appears in Spider-Man No Way Home and in the Multiverse of Madness. Let's break down how this movie doesn't understand Stephen Strange as a character, and how they perform the complete character assassination of the true Sorcerer Supreme.
Because someone forgot to cast a monthly maintenance spell to keep the seals tight.
Well, that's right, he did, because he forgot I now have higher duties.
Higher duties?
The Sorcerer Supreme has higher duties, yes.
Wait, I thought you were the Sorcerer Supreme.
No, he got it on a technicality because I blipped for 5 years.
Oh.
It is absolutely infuriating that they stripped him of the title of Sorcerer Supreme on a technicality. The abdication of the title is obvious, and for this to have happened at all makes me question the writer's motivations. It is made clear that this decision was deliberate, not because it makes sense within the context of the Marvel Universe, but because the studio decided upon this story point to be continued. They made several remarks that in my opinion demean Strange, and at the end, he finally bows before the true Sorcerer Supreme. Let's address the Book of Ashanti, and how Steven, not knowing about it, is a large middle finger to the character and audience. Wong confirms the existence of the book and states that he read about it in a book only available to the Sorcerer Supreme.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Doctor Strange was shown to have read books he was not allowed to in his first movie. The writers think that the audience is too stupid to realize this, and think that Steven would have read absolutely everything he could about magic once he had unrestricted access. This just flabbergasts me. I'm beginning to feel like I care more about this character than the writers of this film. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. There's still more to cover. The scene which perfectly reflects what this movie thinks of Doctor Strange is the scene with the Illuminati. Superior Strange, when faced with the desolation of the universe and the threat of Thanos, turned to the only power he could, the Darkhold. He tried over and over again to save the world, and when he didn't find a solution, he kept trying. First off, I wasn't sure how anyone could be more of a condescending than Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. But what would you know, the Illuminati superior Captain Marvel somehow was. The way this line was delivered shows that they think Strange's persistence to find a solution was shameful. Again, the explanation was that he couldn't find a solution, but he kept trying anyway.
Tony. There was no other way.
I don't know about you, but that sounds like something a hero would do. Clearly, whoever wrote this does not understand what that means. Because of Superior Strange's actions, he caused an incursion and obviously feels immense guilt about it. He destroyed that world's Darkhold and then discovered the Book of Ashanti, which they're able to use to defeat Thanos. Superior Strange complies to the request of the others, and to atone for his mistake, he lets his team kill him. At least the good folks on the internet granted us this gem. If you think about it, this is in line with the character of Doctor Strange that we have come to know. That Strange is willing to give away the Infinity Stone to Thanos because he knows, in the end, it is the only way that they may be able to defeat him. And he would do anything he could to save the universe. Even at the beginning of the movie, when Defender Strange tries to take America Chavez's power, he tells her that one life is insignificant when compared to the multiverse. This leads me back to the Illuminati and how they see Doctor Strange as the biggest threat to the multiverse, and that all of his iterations across the multiverse all have the potential for evil.
Strange is meant to be the best of us.
This shows that the writers of the movie were determined to force Doctor Strange to play the role they wanted to force him into, rather than writing a story for the character we already know. The writing to make Doctor Strange evil in other worlds is as poorly thought out and is just as contrived as how they made Wanda evil in this movie. It just was decided that they would be, and it was put in the story without any regard to actual development or logical consistency. From where Strange starts in his movie and where he ends, there's essentially no character development. He has no arc in this movie, and if anything, his character has been unjustly regressed. Throughout the film, the way he makes decisions to the way he uses magic is so reactionary. I am a fan of stories that have a proactive protagonist who is central to pushing the story forward, rather than a bumbling fool who gets dragged through it. I also wanted to touch on how they handle his relationship with Christine. They make it very clear that he screws up that relationship in every single universe. The beginning of the film has him attend her wedding, then he meets the 838 version to be once again reminded of how his relationship with her failed. If there was any sort of development in this movie, it would be that Strange came to accept that he won't be with her. But there truly is so little development and character moments between the two that they don't really sell this point for me. Honestly, had they not included her in the film at all, it wouldn't have made a difference. Finally, let's address the end where he kills the other evil self and uses the Darkhold to possess the corpse of Defender Strange. He uses the magic which he knows to be evil because he is like every other Doctor Strange and will use any means necessary to accomplish his goals. Again, like the scene with the Illuminati, he makes calculated decisions to serve the greater good of the universe and the multiverse. They should have been more careful with how they wrote this so they wouldn't paint things evil with such a wide brush. If our Doctor Strange isn't different than any other, how could he use the Darkhold and continue to be good when others could not? I think this is an interesting idea, and I would have loved to see it in the movie, and I would have loved to see them explore this in greater detail. Every one of us has potential to do both good and bad things. Small decisions we make can take us down paths of both good and evil. But like I said before, this movie isn't concerned about exploring these deeper concepts. Marvel doesn't allow for this. Instead, it undercuts its movies with dumb jokes and visual spectacle. In the end, he doesn't do anything but give a motivational speech to the girl who could do it all along. She just had to realize it. Strange was truly a side character in his own movie, and him bowing to Wong at the end, showing his acceptance of his forced abdication of the title of Sorcerer Supreme, was one final slap in the face they managed to fit in. It is frustrating to watch Marvel do this over and over again with their characters, completely destroying them, bringing them down in the hopes to elevate new, less interesting characters, instead of writing new characters who can stand on their own. We have seen the inept writers misunderstand and mistreat characters since the beginning of Phase 4, and it looks like this trend is going to continue. I'm sick of this shitty writing, and it's too bad that Marvel has decided to cast their writers and showrunners instead of hiring them based on talent and merit alone. If writing were easy, there wouldn't be so many movies. I really don't care where the writers come from, what they look like, or what they believe in. What I want is a good story written by someone with talent who knows enough to respect the characters and the audience. Not everyone can be a writer, but a writer can come from anywhere. I really liked Marvel, and the MCU was going really strong for the better part of a decade. But alas, all good things must come to an end. Too bad we will have to continue to watch it crash and burn. Thanks for sticking around this long. If you liked this video and would like to see more content like it, share the video, leave a comment, and smash the like button. See you next time.